Welcome to the AI Queens podcast, the show where women entrepreneurs learn to ditch the overwhelm, embrace AI, and build businesses fit for royalty. I'm Erika Stanley, your host and tech expert, here to deliver tools, tips, and actionable strategies to help you scale smarter. Let's get to it. Hello, Queens. Today, I am joined by Marisol Rios, also known as the AI Witch. Marisol is a branding expert, an AI educator, and a creative visionary who guides neurodivergent, witchy women and entrepreneurs to unleash their magic with AI. She's got over 16 years of experience in design, a master's in digital marketing, and roots grounded in Mexican ancestral wisdom. So she's really bridging the ritual and technology to help women honor their cycles, their spirits, and the soul work as they build powerful, aligned empires. Marisol, I am so excited to have you today. Welcome to AI Queens.
I am very happy to be here. So excited. I've been waiting for this.
Awesome. Okay. So I want to hop right in. Marisol, you call yourself the AI witch, which I absolutely love. And I know that you've been working with AI for a little while. Can you just start us off by telling us, what is the biggest myth about AI and creativity and spirituality that you really just want to bust wide open for our audience today?
I'm so glad you started with that because that's exactly what just popped into my head. So, as a creative, and I guess I don't want to say classically trained, but I am a classically trained artist in the sense that when I went to college, I did a major in fine arts. So I paint and I'm a ceramist and all that jazz. The myth was AI stealing from artists and using AI is cheating, which is crazy because at some point when I started looking into digital art and I would think about using Photoshop, I was like, this is cheating. Like, I should be able to, I have to paint it. Like, I have to be able to paint it myself. So that's a great myth. And it also goes into spirituality. I don't think anybody really thinks about AI and spirituality, although I have seen other people use it as a tool as well. So, what I learned with AI and creativity is that it's not easy. It's not freaking easy. It's getting easy now. When I started, it was like a whole thing to understand MidJourney, which is my favorite tool. I love MidJourney still to this day. But it was like, it's not just pushing a button and getting what you want. It's not reading your mind. And if you don't know how to prompt it, if you don't know like art movements and stuff like that, it can get really, really hard. And then it was such a bliss to find my artistic style through MidJourney, something that I never really found in analog, or I did, but I just didn't understand it, or because it wasn't a typical style, I didn't think it was a style. But in with AI, it was so clear.
Okay. So your artistic style. Okay. So I love that you are a classically trained artist. You said painter, ceramics, but you really found your style once you started playing around with AI. I know because I do branding, I work with a lot of artists, that big myth that AI is cheating and that it is stealing from artists, it's huge. It's huge in our world, in our industry. And and your moment where you discovered your style, let's talk about that a little bit more because I feel like I feel like that's something that I wish more creatives understood, especially creative entrepreneurs. How did you get over that hump of thinking like, "Oh, I don't want to use this. I can't use this," to now I'm all in, all my chips on the table?
So I've always been like trying not to get stuck in how the industry is moving. That's why like I graduated as a graphic designer, but immediately after I graduated, I knew I had to be a web designer. I struggled so much with web design. Now it's one of my favorite things. And then I knew I had to get into social media. So I did my master's in digital marketing. And then I was done. And then I was like, okay, AI is coming. It's here. I can see it. And then I saw this woman called Jenna Sword, which is where I coach Secret Eye Society. She was doing portraits with AI, branded portraits. And I never wanted to go do a branding session with a photographer before. I just didn't want to. So I was like, I want to learn this for my business. So I got in there, and then that's when I was pushed to use MidJourney because I had tried MidJourney by myself, and I was like, this is trash. Like, I don't know how people even get art out of this thing.
Yeah.
And then I took her course and I was like, "Holy shit. Like,
You
this
can
is
say shit on the show.
amazing."
It's fine.
Okay, awesome. It was amazing. I was like, "Oh, wow." And it took me, like, it's been a year to develop that style. Like, I was remembering that I spoke at Festivus last year and I was brandly fresh to being like, I finally actually was like finally kind of nailed my style. And I wasn't even like finding it, looking for it. I was just practicing things and then I made an image and I loved it. And then it was an image that I created with other images. And then I was like, holy crap, like this is what I've been looking for forever. Like this is what I had in my child dream fantasy world that I had always had in the back of my head. And then you grow up and it's like, yeah, I like pretty colors and mystical stuff, but that's it. Like maybe you find a little journal that has something like that at Target. And then that's how you keep the dream going. And then I was like, wow, but now I can make things with the style that I found. And I just like refining it. And every new version of MidJourney, you have to like kind of find it again. And it's fun. It's actually one of the most blissful things I've ever done. Like the no sleeping with so much joy. Like at the beginning, the first months of me playing with AI was like not sleeping. And my husband, what are you doing? Like, what even is this? Like, what are you going to use it for? And I'm like, it's going to come. Like, you'll see. You'll see. It's going to be something. I feel it. And it was amazing.
I went
Magical.
I went through I go through the same thing with my husband where I'll start to go down a rabbit hole with something that I'm building with AI and it's like that kid right before Christmas morning where you're just so excited that you can't go to sleep. That's how I feel. I'm just like building something and I've just got so much like energy and excitement and I just can't stop and they don't get it. They don't get it. It's
Data minute.
it's fine.
Yeah. Because all they see is the AI slop. That's all
Yeah.
they see on their feeds, and they're not doing it themselves, so they don't know. Oh, I was going to tell you something. I totally it just so it's. Oh yeah, there you go. The ADHD.
Yep.
It's the best thing for ADHD too, because the tools change so fast, so much. You have to do so many things that the dopamine is constant. It was like I've never been so excited to work, and I say quote unquote work because it's not work to me
Yeah.
and be so motivated every day. Like there's not a day that I'm like, oh, I need to go to my computer. It's like, hell yeah, let's start. What am I gonna do today?
Yeah. So for those of you, you've heard me talk about the She Leads AI community and the She Leads AI, the Create conference that I went to back in Salt Lake City. That's where Marisol and I met. And she's actually the brilliant designer who put together the She Leads AI website. So if you're curious about Marisol's style and the She Leads AI, like when you see that, when you go and you look at that, it's just such a unique style. And I know that you did that for Anne Murphy,
Yeah, and it
specifically
was a
for
whole
her brand.
ecosystem. Yeah, it was a whole ecosystem. Like I created the whole brand. Like from the she didn't have a brand yet. We met and we someone from that secret society turned me into Anne Murphy. And then we talked one conversation and I already saw it. Like I say I use intuitive design because I do. Like it's connected. So again, going back to spirituality, which I never thought that my job, which is branding, design, all that stuff, would be connected to spirituality, but I just allowed myself, gave myself permission to, yes, because I see it. I saw it. Like I saw it clear as day, like the colors, the boldness she needed for this brand. And I started like you start with the logo and then the whole branding system, the branding ecosystem, and then the AI vault I gave her, I made for her a whole vault of imagery that she could use for socials, for whatever she needed. And that was also included for her website. So the website was like the last thing because we still were thinking about, she was still thinking about how to put such a big concept, such an amazing movement into the sections of the home and all that stuff. Like it's so hard to do that. So I just gave her like a visual, like a how it's going to be, and then we can change the sections. But that style, I created that style for her. Like that's not my style. It's a style that I also created for her. So for each client, I would create based on their needs a specific style, and then that's basically theirs. Like I'm never going to use that same style with anybody else. Like that's just
Yeah.
a thing for them. So yeah, it was. Yeah, can you tell? We did it in a week.
I can tell it's yours. Now that I know, now that I know your style, even though it's hers, like, oh, like, yeah, I can tell Marisol did this. And so Sarah Heater, who produces this podcast, hi, Sarah. She and I both have talked at length about how this particular brand, the She Leads AI brand, and the look that you put into it is so intentional. It's got different ages, races, shapes of like the diversity that's built in is very intentional. And I know that Anne did that intentionally with her brand from the very beginning. And with AI art, I know that one of the big complaints that people have is that it's biased. But what I have found over, I mean, almost 2 decades now of being in marketing, we have always had access to these stock photo repositories. So we've got iStock, we've got Getty, and the lack of diversity within those stock photo catalogs has always been an issue. And you were able to take MidJourney and put the intentionality that Anne was building into her brand and create imagery that spoke to me and Sarah and so many other women in the program. Like those visuals speak to us immediately about the importance of diversity within this particular group. You're not just saying it with words. It's not just lip service. It's there in the visuals. You see it reflected. And I just can you talk a little bit about how that all came together and how different it is working with AI versus just like pulling a random stock photo?
So that was really important to me because, again, I'm Mexican. I am not your typical skinny girl. So representation is really important to me. And when I met Anne, I knew that it was very important to her too. And then meeting all the women that she surrounds herself with, I hadn't even really met them all. I feel like I created the images. I'm telling you, it's intuition, girl. Like I saw those women at the conference, and those were the women I had created. But it was just really important to me. So yes, MidJourney is extremely biased. For what I've heard in a podcast is that it was trained with not suitable for work content. So yes, so
Oh,
MidJourney was trained with that kind of content. So I don't know. I guess because you get to see the whole human form. I really don't know. I don't even know if it's true. It's just something that I learned. I heard. I learned and heard somewhere. And I was like, it makes sense because right at the beginning, we would get a lot of cleavage. We would get a lot of not suitable for work imagery without obviously asking it. And then it was all very conventional. Well, not conventional, just whatever beauty standards are the norm, which is not the norm. So
model
even
model magazine perfect looking women.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like even when I would prompt for myself, I would say Mexican. It was so racist in the sense that it would give me tattoos on my face. It would, yes. I don't know what, from where, why tattoos, a lot of tattoos, but even like the skin color, I'm white skin, so I am very white. Like it would give me like either very dark or it would give me like very, I don't know, European looking. So it's like, no. So I had to teach it. I had to train it. I had to use a lot of image references. There's like a specific known actresses, Mexican actresses that I use for when I do my ancestral artistry imagery. But for
Ah.
leads, I train it on all sorts of, because I would say like Asian, black, white, European, all these things in the prompt, and it would just give me white people. So I would have to like create an image for each, and then also get resources from Google and just like train it, like basically training it. And it doesn't remember. Like I still have to do it when I tried to do. I actually have a little YouTube about it. It was like super brief because I was trying to do an Aztec model warrior thing, and it was giving me, I don't know, look European, honestly.
So you're using reference images then
Yeah,
to get
definitely.
okay. All right. So I know you work at the intersection of AI, creativity, spirituality, neurodivergence. Can you share an example of something that you've built that shows what human-centered AI looks like in practice?
So for me, affirmations have been amazing. And I know it's like such a, I don't know, I can't think of the word of it in English, but it's just something very, not, I guess, typical. We do affirmations and whatnot, but I have learned to, these 2 years have been really focused on learning how to regulate my nervous system. And seriously, affirmations are a thing for me. Like I wake up, I listen to rampages on YouTube, and then when I catch myself thinking I can't do this, like yes, yes, I can. It's really, really important to me. So I created a deck with this style that I found. The style, it took me a whole year. I created this deck that started just as a series of art of things that make me happy. But I shared it with people in the socials and friends, and they're like, these are really cool. And I'm like, well, it would be great if they actually had a message. So I turned them into affirmation cards. Then I started getting into vibe coding, which I hate. And then I created a product. And then now you can actually get your affirmation cards on your phone. You just click and they're there. Hey, can I show you on my phone? I don't know if it's I don't know if it's gonna look good, but it's just I'm just so excited. So the thing is also they're a great tool to help you with your journaling. And I don't know, I'm excited. Can you tell I'm
I can
excited?
tell you're excited. Okay. No, I love this. I love these moments where I am talking to somebody and they just kind of they nerd out on their AI for a second. All right. So you have this deck of affirmation cards that you created and you vibe coded an app.
It's more like a shuffler.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shuffler. I guess it is an app. See, we always downplay what we do, don't we?
You vibe coded a freaking app for
Yes.
these affirmations. But then they're not just verbal. You created like as part of your art style. This is like
Oh
so
yeah.
they're
So the
all
whole
designed.
the whole point of them is that it's this imagery.
Oh gosh, those are gorgeous. Okay, we're going to put a link to this in the show notes. Oh my gosh. Those aren't just images, they're moving too.
Oh yeah.
What did you use?
They're animated. So all my artwork is done in MidJourney, and they were animated in Clay.
Okay.
Yeah. I did use MidJourney, but you have to there's a tool for each project, and you'll find it when you're working on it.
Okay. So you're using Midjourney to create the images. You've got the affirmations that you wrote, used
Yeah.
AI to like
Yeah.
fine tune them.
So it's like what helps me. So it was a collaboration with chat, obviously. I did not let chat do the
Oh,
work.
of
It was
course.
my just a clarification because I've been teaching AI basics and I just need to reiterate: never use anything that's straight from chat. Like it's a tool, not your brain. Use your brain and then collaborate and
Met.
add add the salt with ChatGPT. Don't make the whole meal with it. So it was like my intuition, my meditation practices, what things have I said to myself that work. And then I put it in like different categories to when you need to ground, to when you need to envision yourself, to when you need what do you need that day. And it's random, like the deck is random, but it does come with instructions and it tells you what card is what category, and then you can go and like journal about it. And so it's my practice but digital.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Okay. So you took this practice that you had used for yourself that has totally worked for you,
Yeah.
your spirituality, your particular brand of neurospicy, and you used AI to turn that into something that could help other women who are struggling, who need those daily affirmations, who want something beautiful in their phone. I love that. I love that. Like you took this idea and for those of you listening, I want you to take this and I don't know, like use it as a jumping off point. But what Marisol has done and what I have talked about with other guests, what I've talked about doing myself is she had this idea and she used AI to make it happen. And that is what AI is allowing us to do now is to have these ideas and figure out how to make them work better for us or to make them work so that we can share them with others. It's just such a cool way, such a cool platform for doing that.
Yeah, and see, like, I knew there was affirmation decks. You can go to Etsy and get an affirmation deck and a digital download. And that was like how it started. It was a digital download just because I really like this series of artwork that I did. And I was like, it speaks to me spiritually. If I can turn it into spiritual connecting tool, it would be awesome. And I honestly, most of the things that I do is for the vibes. Like, I was like, just gonna do it for the vibes. I've seen very pretty affirmation cards. I've seen very mid affirmation
Mhm.
cards. I want to do my own affirmation cards, digital download. And then I was like, okay, so you find it, you go to your Google Drive, and then you pick one. And that's basically how digital download
Mm.
works. But then I was like, but if I could just, what if you just click and you get it? Like, and then I started thinking maybe an email, like email marketing. You subscribe and you get your deck, and it's an email every day. Which, I mean, it might be something that comes with it later. But then I was like, no, but I just want to be thinking, I'm stressed. I could sure use like a word of wisdom right now and just look at my phone and be like, oh, look at this. And look how pretty it moves. Like,
Yeah.
that was a motivation. And then I just made it happen. And like you said, like, I've had ideas my whole life. I have ADHD, for crying out loud. Like, I have $1 million idea every night.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
But it's like, how do you make it work? And that with AI is like, from planning to deploying, like everything, every step of the way you can do it with AI.
Love it. All right.
And it's not cheating.
So, one of the things that actually, the whole reason that I was even motivated to invite Marisol onto the podcast, I saw her speak at the She Leads AI conference. I didn't mention that earlier. We didn't just meet there. We met because she was a badass speaker on the stage, and she walked us through how to visualize our future selves using AI. And this was such a cool exercise. And there was actually, she spoke with another speaker, and we did visualizing through words and then visualizing literally visually. And Marisol took us through some of that, which I think here at the end of 2025, we're coming to the close of the year. We're hearing a lot of like looking back on 2025, but like looking forward. I mean, God, it's been a rough year, girl.
Very
It's
rough.
been it's been a minute. It's been a long year. So I think it's really cool to think about who we want to be in 2026, 27, 28. Help help any of the queens listening understand like how are some ways that we can use AI to work through, to think about visual and really visualize our best selves, who we want to be, especially just in the upcoming year.
So, I mean, my go-to is the thought dump into ChatGPT, which is nothing structured, nothing. You just put in there what you want to do. Like, you have no limits. Like, you don't even need to think about, I don't have the time, the money. Don't think about your can't.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I saw this on Instagram today. Okay, hold on just a second. I saw this on Instagram today. It's called oh gosh, where is it? The Odyssey Plan. It was
Mhm.
developed by Stanford University. And you imagine three completely different versions of yourself over the next 5 years. So the first one is map out your life if you stayed on your current path. So 5 years from now, on your
I
current
love that.
path, same job, same routine, same direction, what does that look like? Then, version two, design a life that's totally different. What if you took a risk, switched careers, moved to a different city? In that version, in 5 years, where do you end up? And then version three, it's build a future where let's imagine you've got $5 million in the bank and you didn't have to worry. You just got this passive income. If money and other people's opinions didn't matter, if nothing was stopping you, what life would you create? And thinking of those three versions. And then Marisol, what you were talking about, like just brain dumping and my audience, I've talked to you guys about just like the talk to text feature within ChatGPT, where I just will like walk around and talk to it because I'm a verbal processor. Some people will type, but I will just stream of consciousness talk and I will verbally process. And you could go through these three questions to visualize where you could see yourself in 5 years, these 3 different versions of what your life could be.
Exactly. Like, that's exactly the whole point of the exercise. So, yeah, 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 you have more structured thing that I what I would say. Definitely, definitely. So, like, I would say I would tell Chad after I dump, like, "Okay, now act as a career expert or life coach or one of those personas, like, give it an authority so it has context, and then tell it, give me a guide of how I can achieve my goals." And just, like, tell it to give you a little plan and then follow it, but follow it. Follow it. Actually do it. AI has really transformed me. Like, I did mention and create. I did not have these ambitions before. I've always loved graphic design and web design and branding, and I've always done my job well. But I was never thinking, "Oh, I wanna be one of," because I follow a lot of very influential graphic designers and branding experts that I love, and I would see them do conferences and whatnot, and I'm like, "That's cool, but it's not my thing." And when I started teaching and learning AI, I was like, "I need to yell this from the rooftops. Where, what, how can I do this?" Like, to the point that I applied to speak at South by Southwest. We didn't get it, but we're gonna get it. I plan to do a TED Talk. How? I don't know. It's not my problem. That's the universe's problem to figure out. But, like, I didn't have this fire in me learning these tools and to actually see materialized what I can do. It's easier to believe because that's one of the things. You need to change your beliefs. Change your beliefs can be really, really hard when you are very hardwired.
Yeah.
It's one of the things of manifestation that I've had the hardest time with because I was so hardwired into my upbringing and whatnot. So, but actually seeing it happen and then seeing other women, the proof that it can be done, it just changes everything. It's like, oh, I can do it. It's life changing.
I love that. I think that that's such an important lesson. There are so many intersections between AI and other pieces of our life and existence that we don't even think of as intersections. And what you're doing with spirituality, with soul work, with growth, I just think it's so different. And I love it. I'm so glad that you made time to join us today and to share a little bit about what you're doing. If there's a queen listening who wants to stop playing small and start using AI to put herself out there to amplify her magic, what would you say is her next first step?
Just find your community. Find a place where you can do this. And there's a lot. There's She Leads AI. There's Secret AI Society. There's my AI Coven, which it's a small coven. We're barely starting. But find your people. Honestly, community has also made a whole difference. I mean, because of Create, I met you and I met all these other amazing women that I have kept in contact with,
Yeah.
which is as a sometimes I'm a hermit. Like, sometimes I'm just like, I'm okay in my little world by myself. That stopped. That even that changed. Like, just having a community of women that are encouraging each other, empowering each other, it's very, very important. It will make a difference in your journey.
Love it. Thank you so much. Marisol, where can my AI queens find you and connect with you and learn more about your work?
You can find me on Insta and LinkedIn as Marisol Rios Co. And then on TikTok and YouTube as I am the AI Witch.
Awesome. And I will put all of those links in the show notes. And Marisol, you have your deck. Do you want to share
Yeah.
the URL?
Oh, it's under marisolrios.com. And then there's a tab right there to go get it because the
Awesome.
actual the actual domain is kind of long.
That's okay. All right. So we'll just send people straight to Marisol Rios Co.
.com. Mhm.
MarisolRios.com. Okay. And
Mhm.
I'll put that link in the show notes for everybody. Thank you. Thank you, gosh, so much, Marisol, for bringing this magic, this wisdom to the AI Queens community. I have loved this conversation so much. Queens, if you're ready to stop seeing AI as the enemy and start using it as your creative portal, your thinking partner, please, please go find Marisol at marisolrios.com and check out her work as the AI Witch on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And if you want more strategies for building an empire that honors where you're at, your intuition, your soul work, your brand and business, all powered by AI, You know where to find me at aiqueens.com and on Instagram at Erika the AI Queen. That's Erika with a K, the AI Queen. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back again next week.
Thank you so much for having me. I had a blast.
Yay! Thanks for listening to the AI Queens podcast. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow queen who needs to hear this. Want more tools and tips? Join the AI Queens Society over at aiqueens.com and start ruling your business with confidence today. Until next time, stay bold, stay curious, and keep reigning with AI.